Thursday, the 31st, we've got Dan and Kevin today, back to the normal crew. Dan's going hot takes today. Dan hasn't read the stories. We agreed upon that this time. Dan
Not
let me know.
sandbagging you.
Dan
We
let me
jump.
know he did not read.
We
And
jumped on this. We jumped on this call without even having any topics. We decided the topics in the last 4 seconds. I haven't had a chance to read all of them, but I'm going to do my best. But I'm not doing it to like sandbag you, John, as a host. I know that you've put that into the water stream and just let it like kind of float out there.
there was a very distinct time when you didn't read versus when you did read. First up is D'Angelo Russell getting escorted out of Lakers practice yesterday after he obviously leaked the Swaggy P video. Got escorted to his car by security. Dan, what do you think about that?
Well, I said on yesterday's rundown I was taking the Heat -10, and I knew the Lakers would somehow pull it out and like win a miraculous game, and that's exactly what happened. They won like on a buzzer beater in overtime, so I'm not surprised there. D'Angelo Russell getting security to take him out. What is Swaggy P gonna do? Like, who the fuck is Swaggy P?
But that I totally agree with that. But it was the whole team who was pissed at him.
Yeah, but what are they gonna do? Like, are they gonna actually hurt him? I don't know. It seemed a little excessive. It seemed like it seemed like one of those things where the Lakers thought they were doing the right thing, but they were definitely not, because then it became more of a story and people were like, oh my God, the security was helping him out. Come on.
Fuel on the fire, because now all of a sudden people are like, is it going to get violent? Are they actually going to beat him up? It just made things 10 times worse. Although, if they're lucky, put it this way, they're lucky that Kobe is just like on his way out and doesn't give a shit anymore. Because if they were like actually a contending team and Kobe Bryant had to deal with this bullshit, I'm surprised he hasn't just like fucking ripped these guys' faces off anyway. They're very lucky Kobe doesn't give a shit anymore, because this is the kind of garbage your boy does not put up with.
Kobe's the guy who put in his 2 weeks. He's Michael Scott when he's just in the office drinking his scotch and like he's put in his 2 weeks. He's on his way out. He all season he's been a different guy because he's like been funny with the media and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Now he just doesn't give a fuck at all.
That picture of him getting iced down in the first quarter last night, like 9 minutes into the game, it looked like he was wearing one of those suits that when you're training a Doberman Pinscher and you don't want him to like bite you. I mean, at that point, dude, just call it a day right now. Like, your career's done. Stop. Don't even play anymore. It's ridiculous.
He played 7 minutes and he needed that. 7 minutes. You absolutely have to kill me. But I think that D'Angelo Russell just needs to take a beating. Isn't that like how they do it in the streets? Like, you take a beating and everything's fine again.
Well, I wrote this blog today. I mean, he's better than Swaggy P, and he is, like I've said, he is the Lakers' future. So I think Nick Young just has to basically accept his apology, and they have to move on. Because what are you going to do? Get in a fight over this? Like, the Lakers will just send you packing. It's not like D'Angelo Russell's like a role player that they could just throw off to the side. They just used a fucking first round pick on him.
But it needs to be you can't get in a fight that would upset the front office. But the front office just needs to accept there's going to be a brawl in the locker room.
There should be like a room behind the offseason. There's only a few games left. They're obviously not making the playoffs. Beat his ass during the offseason and let this go.
I'm cool with that.
I also think that Swaggy P dodged a bullet. I don't think marrying Iggy Azalea was a very good idea to begin with.
So are they broken up?
I just assume so. Are they not?
No, they're not at the moment. I saw a hilarious tweet yesterday that said Iggy Azalea went horseback riding to clear her mind, which is like the most LA thing ever. Like, I need to go clear my head. Let me go get on the fucking ponies and do my equestrian shit for a little while.
What a saga. Jesus Christ.
To continue that, Nicki Minaj is the one who leaked it. There was I forget the name of the company who got this video. It wasn't TMZ, shockingly enough. I think it was like Famulous or something like that it was called. The founders of Famulous went on a radio station today and said that Nicki Minaj's camp is the one that sent it to them because I guess Iggy Azalea talked trash about Nicki Minaj over the weekend, and she was pissed about that. So she leaked this video saying that Swaggy P fucks other people. Kevin.
I mean, this shit is the Lakers front office must want to just pull their fucking hair out. Now you got Nicki Minaj in the mix. This is a goddamn soap opera. Spiteful move. I mean, this is chicks at their worst right here. It's just the whole thing blows my mind. Iggy Azalea, the Lakers, fucking Nicki Minaj. It's ridiculous.
Is
Dan?
D'Angelo Russell fucking Nicki Minaj? Like, where's the connection there?
No.
He
No, it
should
was
get
just
to.
got
He
beef with
should
it.
get to. For having all this go down, he should get to. I think that's only fair. Like, if Nicki Minaj really used D'Angelo Russell's videotape to sabotage Iggy Azalea and D'Angelo Russell has the fallout, he should get to, like, that should happen. He should get
That's
a
fair.
weekend with Nicki Minaj.
I think that's like a tit for tat. I think that's good.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
I-
by the way,
It's a
how about
sport. It's a gentleman's game. That's it's honors.
how about Honey Badger calling him a corn dog, dude? Did you guys talk about that yesterday?
no.
He D'Angelo Russell tweeted something like, "Let's all be real," and he was like, "Shut up, you're not real. You're just a corn dog." Like, dude, this is gonna stick with him forever. You got Nicki Minaj fucking blowing you up, and Iggy Azalea beef. People calling you a corn dog. Everyone says you're a snitch. This guy better be fucking good. He better pan out because otherwise, he's gonna have this over his head forever.
Well, I said it. It's going to be a situation where we all kind of are like, all right, he's an idiot. And then in 10 years, we'll feel really bad for him because people will still keep calling him like snitch D'Angelo Russell. And it's going to happen. Someone will bring it up to him in an interview in like a decade and he's just going to lose it. It's going to be great.
I couldn't believe how hard he got booed last night. Did you hear those boos? How fucking stupid do you have to be if you're a Lakers fan to like,
Yeah.
like if that's a team, it's one thing to make jokes on the internet, but like if that's a team that you genuinely root for, and this 19-year-old kid is kind of your future, like you have to try and not break his confidence fucking year one.
And especially like Dan was saying, like Swaggy P is the other guy. This is not like a Kobe and Shaq beef where it's like you might value one over the other. It's a fucking clown role player and what's supposed to be like the future NBA point guard all-star.
Nicki Minaj totally is the kind of chick though that like if I was a celebrity, I would never get in a beef with Nicki Minaj because she's the kind of chick who like she'll cut your dick off if she catches you cheating. She's the queen.
No
of
holds barred. Like nothing's off limits with her.
She just looks like a sociopath. Like she doesn't have any emotions. She just has this character.
I think that's plastic surgery. But yeah,
What's that?
Why she look like
Not
that?
looking like she has any emotions. I don't think her face can emote.
Next, Dan, this was yours. Beetle. Beetle had some weird tweets today, so let's have you explain this one.
All right, so hold on. Let me pull up the actual tweet so I can read it. I actually still am kind of lost to where I understand the point she was trying to make. She worded it so poorly. The first tweet that came out was, so people are still pissed about this D'Angelo stuff. Next time, throw Nick Young on a bed of guns. That buys you compassion. # priorities. I think she was trying to rope in Greg Hardy into this, but I seriously, you guys tell me. I can't figure out what that tweet means. I don't know how Greg Hardy has anything to do with this situation. And I don't understand, like, Michelle Beadle's also mad because people are talking about bro code. She went on another one and she was like, not a lawyer, but bro code isn't a law. And some of you are really upset about this betrayal. I mean, really, really, really upset. # silly. I mean, ESPN is also a place that's like perpetuating this and giving nonstop coverage. So it's kind of bullshit.
Can you read the Greg Hardy one more time?
Yeah,
That was
because I don't
tough
understand it.
shit.
It makes no sense. I actually like sat there thinking about it for a while. You know when you want to like blast a tweet, but you have to
don't even-
really double check to make sure that like you're not the dumb one.
Right.
That was me for like 5 minutes with this tweet. It was so people are still pissed about this D'Angelo stuff. Next time, throw Nick Young on a bed of guns. That buys you compassion.
I mean, I think what she's trying to say is like we didn't make a big deal out of the guns thing, but we're making a huge deal out of this. But it didn't buy Greg Hardy any compassion.
And we did make a big deal about the guns thing. Like people were pretty fucking pissed. We like a lot of people were really upset about Greg Hardy. I mean, obviously Jerry Jones let him play, but everyone's like, yeah, Jerry Jones is a dick too. Like,
right? Yeah.
That makes no sense. This fall was Greg Hardy.
The bro code thing too. Like, I get what she's saying. If you are like personally offended by this little love triangle, that's stupid. But it is like a very fucked up thing to do to like a friend or a teammate that people are gonna have a reaction. They're gonna have their opinions on like which side they're on. So to act like this is just like, oh, I can't believe people are talking about this. I don't know. That seems a little bit weird to me.
You know what it strikes me like? I have two different things for this. It strikes me like the people who get mad when celebrity deaths are discussed, and they're like, hey, but troops are dying overseas every day, and no one cares about that.
John, let me interrupt you, but add to your point. This was another tweet from her. Dude recorded another dude talking about a chick. Cops weren't called. No one bled. Nobody died. The world keeps spinning. That's exactly what you're saying.
Right. It's the other stuff that happens is far more serious. Totally agreed. This is more entertaining. This is what people are going to talk about.
The idea that you can't hold two thoughts in your head at the same time is so fucking bullshit. Like, the fact that we can't talk about this situation and also be like, oh yeah, Greg Hardy's a scumbag, and that I don't even know how you end up measuring Greg Hardy versus this.
Yeah.
I don't know in what world that makes sense.
Well, let me step in here for a second, because I've lived in this world a little bit with a man named Dave Portnoy. I think when your life, not your life, but what you do is really defined by one thing. Like, Beetle has been very outspoken against domestic violence, rightfully so, a great cause to speak out against. Portnoy does this with Brady, where like once one thing happens, like if anyone in the NFL gets suspended, it's immediately compared to that.
Right.
It all, like, everything connects to that, because that's what you live every day.
And Dave's crazy for it, but at least you'll sometimes see the link where it's like Peyton Manning got a pass, Brady didn't. This one, I don't even see the link. Yeah, I don't even see the link.
It's
also, this is like the type of shit that can very, very much affect play on the court. So this isn't just like gossipy drama as a basketball team. So if you're going to be a sports analyst or a talking head, you have to talk about this. It's a big story.
Well, I saw, speaking of like how it affects on the court, I think it was last night, ESPN tweeted how Lou Williams was on the court with Lou Williams passed to like 6 different people yesterday. None of them were D'Angelo Russell, and they were on the court for like 14 minutes or something like that. Like, if it's affecting the team to a point where you're not even fucking passing to the guy anymore, yeah, it's something that should be discussed.
It's a problem, exactly.
Next, Kevin, I'm going to let you explain this one. You're a big James Corden guy. We actually talked about that, too, yesterday, your boy getting ripped. But he had, not comedians in the cars getting coffee, carpool karaoke with J-Lo. They asked who the most famous person in her phone is. She said Leonardo DiCaprio. They texted him. DiCaprio responded calling her boo-boo.
No way.
Oh, he wrote back.
No, he did not. Well, right, what's he said?
He said, you mean tonight, boo-boo, club-wise?
Yeah, Corden wrote the text out and said, like, hey, baby, I've been really stressed and I'm just looking to cut loose. And DiCaprio writes back, like, yeah, what's up, boo-boo? Are you thinking, like, club-wise? Like, do you want to go to the club? And it's just, I mean, you know, he thought it was J-Lo texting him. There was no setup or anything. And the fact that he's just throwing out boo-boo with a chick like J-Lo, and probably was like, I'm definitely going to fuck J-Lo now. Like, we're going to go to the club and party and fuck. It's just, to live in the world of DiCaprio where that text could absolutely come through. Like, he wasn't like, what's going on here, J-Lo? He wasn't fazed by it at all. And then just casually throws out boo-boo to one of, like, the sexiest fucking chicks on the planet Earth. It's just, it's so DiCaprio. It's either, the only people who say boo-boo are, like, black people or a guy like DiCaprio. And to throw it out with J-Lo is just unbelievable.
So wait, what was the initial text? Sorry, I missed that part.
It was, she wrote, like, well, Corden wrote it, but as J-Lo, saying, like, hey, baby, I'm really stressed, and I'm looking to cut loose. And he wrote back, like, what's up, boo-boo? Club. Let's go to the club.
Oh, my God. DiCaprio's like, he's a sympathy cock. Like, when chicks, like, need to, like, get stress out, they're like, oh, the hottest chicks in the world are like, oh, well, DiCaprio will fix that for me. Unbelievable.
Sorry, someone just buzzed my door. I'm all disoriented now.
Someone buzzed my door, too. It's all it's madness. It's mayhem.
Fucking unprofessional. Jesus Christ. Doors buzzing.
Trying to record a major show here, folks. I think DiCaprio just in his most recent roles, except for The Revenant, obviously, he's just a coxman. Like, he's only where Portnoy's become El Prez. Leo's become like this party coxman where that's the life he lives. That's how he responds to text. But I will say, if you open with baby, you're gonna get back a boo-boo.
Yeah.
gonna get back an emoji. That was entrapment. He got entrapped there.
Kind of a bullshit move by Corden, by the way.
Seriously.
Like, he's the D'Angelo Russell type. Like, what the fuck was that?
Because
Wow.
now
Jeez,
Leo was
let's relax on my man James Corden. All right, that was a harmless little fucking bit. It was very funny. It was entertaining. It created a great moment, DiCaprio moment. Boo boo. It's great stuff. Fucking guys.
Lastly, Hillary at the Apollo, raising the roof. I don't even know where to go with her anymore, Dan.
Wait, say it again?
She was at the Apollo in Harlem, and she was, instead of dabbing, this time she was raising the roof.
Brutal. I can't take the Hillary moments like this. They make my skin actually crawl. I when she tries to be hip and like tries to figure out a way to get normal people to like her, I want to puke all over myself. So I didn't even see this, but I can imagine.
I like the raise the roof better than the dab or something that's current. I think it's almost fitting that she does raise the roof because it's so old and so played out. I mean, it's so cringeworthy, but you know what's funny? More funny than her doing it? All her, like, minions who stood in the back who had, like, the signs, like Hillary 2016, they all just start doing it, too. Like, she could have done anything, and her little fucking crew would have done it with her, just to make her be like, all right, we all have to raise the roof now, so she's not the only fucking idiot doing it.
I think Hillary is, like one appearance away from just saying the N-word into a microphone. Like, you know the kid in high school who, like, thought that's what made him cool? Like, he thought he was so accepted by the culture, like, he could say the N-word?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You're wrong.
No way.
You're wrong. Yeah, you're wrong. What Hillary's going to do is she's going to have a well-known black person call Hillary my N-word. Be like, that's Hillary, my N-word. And then, like, use that as a, look at that, like, I got black friends kind of thing.
I'll tell you this much. If that does happen, I think she gets she deserves that credit. If someone's running around calling her that, I'm gonna have to give her that one.
It's just wild. This whole and Ted Cruz. I don't know if you guys saw. He was on Kimmel, and he was kind of normal, and I was totally thrown off by it. I don't know where that Ted Cruz has been and why. And you could also see that he actually like has daydreams about murdering Trump, which tells you everything you need to know about Trump. Is like, this is now, I'm pretty sure Jeb, Marco, probably Rand Paul, and now Cruz all have been like, yo, if I could get away with it, like, I would murder that guy.
If he's elected, we'd end up with like a horrible bosses situation where they all just get together and they're
but they all have a right. They're all like, yeah, like, he made fun of my mom, like, he made fun of my wife, like, he like deeply
which is why this time around they can't. I mean, I know you gotta like stick with your party, but they can't endorse this dude. Like, you know, they have to politically, but to turn around and just be like, okay, but yeah, he's the one who should be president is fucking crazy after all the shit he said and done to them.
Agreed. That's the rundown.
That's it.
We talked about this a little bit on KFC Radio, but I feel like it needs to be discussed on the rundown as well. Now that you're here, Dan, the David after the dentist video.
Oh, right. This was very.
It was pathetic. It was rock bottom. Poor boy.
The fact that he couldn't keep it up for the 30 seconds was so remarkable. I also, you guys got to check out, and I'll plug my own show. Pardon my take. We had TJ Lavin do Jimbos of the Week this week with us, and one of our running gags is we're just like pretending that someone submitted something cringeworthy that Dave did, and TJ destroyed him for that one. It was like, I went to the dentist and did a fake voice to try to make it go viral, and TJ was like, that's the fucking worst. I hate people who do that.
It's true. That is the point, though. People who do that are the people we make fun of on this site. And all of a sudden, Dave, Mr. Funny Radar, pulling that shit was just...
he couldn't keep the voice up the whole time. I couldn't watch. I haven't watched that full video to this moment because it's that fucking bad.
If anybody else did that, he would fucking go crazy over it.
Can you imagine if like an SB Nation person did that? He'd lose his mind.
We would have a featured blog about it. It would be #1 on the rundown making fun of him.
Be like, this is why Barstool's the best because we know Funny These guys are fucking Twitter eggs. They're trying to fake go viral. Like, what the fuck was that?
And I'll say this too. Everybody now there's this little the chirp squad being like, you guys gang up on him, or it's so sad how you always have to talk about him. Listen, when someone makes a cringeworthy video to that extent, he needs to be called out and made fun of. So
right, I don't understand what people want, like what the alternative is. I know that people don't, and Kevin and I have been making a conscious effort to not try to fight with Dave as much because we know it doesn't make for good rundown. But if no one stands up to his bullshit, he actually will think that like all these things are good and funny.
you can't let something like that go unchecked. You just can't. This is what we do. We call people out when they do that shit. The fact that he thought that was funny
you can't give Hitler Sweden again or whatever country.
Appeasement. We cannot
do that. Because then we're all gonna be slaves to Portnoy. You have to stand up on these things that are so blatantly awful. His toothache thing is just I can't do it. I've had like 5 root canals. I need to start just complaining about everything. I've realized that's the only way to like get credit for working hard, I guess. Is just every time I'm up late, I'm just gonna start telling everyone like, oh, I filmed the podcast at midnight. Hardest worker here. Like I need to start telling everyone. It's the only way you can get credit.
And also, by the way, that was a great interview he did with a guy from Chicago and Wisconsin on his show the other day. That made a lot of sense.
He's losing his mind. Wait, I had one other thing I wanted to ask. Fuck. Oh. Do we think who's going to WrestleMania? Is it Thrill Ride and Gaz?
Thrill Ride, Gaz. I believe Nate and Spags are going there on their own dime. I think they're just going to be there.
That will be.
We need to see
Thrill Ride and Nate would be a great video together.
Thrill Ride, like, just take Nate into the ring.
I want to see Thrill Ride pick up Nate like a football and just fucking throw him.
You know that there's that Mexican video, like the Mexican wrestling, where there's the little midget sitting on the ring, and the guy runs off the ropes and comes sliding in and kicks him off flying. Yes. I want to see Thrill Ride like do that with Nate.
That Nate tweet where he told everyone he knows a spoiler, but he doesn't want to spoil it, so he just wants credit for knowing it before, was something else.
He's the wrestling purist. He doesn't want to ruin the show, but you got to know that Nate is our resident WWF insider.
I know who's gonna win the next World Series, but I'm not gonna tell you guys. But I do know. I just want you to know that I know.
And you should watch.
Yeah, everyone should watch. I will say this: I'm excited for Mania.
I'm excited for Shane O'Mac. I don't really know or care about the rest of it. Is anything on the line with Taker, or just a grudge match?
I think it's Undertaker's last match.
Oh, wow! I
wouldn't be surprised. Like Undertaker's the type of guy that he might just be like, "Go ahead and kill me." Like if this is my last match.
He wants to die in the ring. He wants to die in the ring for sure. How about this though? Do you think that Taker is enough of just a professional to lose that match?
I don't think so. I don't think he'll lose. I don't think he'll lose, but I will say that Shane is going to do something that is going to be wildly, wildly outrageous, and he himself might die. Shane, everyone who remembers Shane as a wrestler, he was a real fucking deal, like took the bumps and did some crazy ass shit. So, and I know he's been training. He's been training and he's been fucking doing a ton of steroids. But it's not easy to just jump back into the ring and do the shit that he's going to try to do. Did you see him go through the announcer table the other day? Yeah. Like, he had to really, gain his composure on the top rope. And that was just, a simple elbow drop off the top rope. Whatever he's got planned, he's probably not ready for it at all. To jump off, the Jumbotron again. You can't just, do that. You got to be ready for that. I'm so excited. I hope he survives because we can't lose Shane O'Mac, but... He's gonna get close to. He's gonna do something where I think all of us will sit back and be like, "Uh-oh, is he okay?" So,
but are you gonna order it, Kevin?
Yes, because actually, I don't know because it's also the Mets have Sunday Night Baseball opening night.
So also, Bar Rescue. Make sure you check that out.
Bar Rescue with Dan and Chris Long. The WWF Network now is only $9, and then you can cancel it, so you can get it for free. So it's not like in the past where you had to pay $60 for it. So I'll probably just get it for that.
I think I bought my first wrestling match like 2 years ago, and I don't know, there was some hype around it to get it, and I don't think I will be buying another one. It was my first time watching wrestling since I was like 12, and I think I'm out on wrestling.
Shane O'Mac is worth it.
I was gonna say, if there's one guy worth it, it's Shane, because he's just a normal ass dude.
And he's hopped up on steroids, jumping off really high shit to get us all to applaud. I mean, that's America right there.
That is.
Like, think about America. Think about what we're built on. When it really comes down to it, it's some dude being like, I'm going to do so many steroids and jump off the highest thing I can find just so all you monkeys at home can clap.
And you know what? I put this challenge out to Nate. It's like, you're going to be there. You know what puts asses in the seat. Nate, do something like Shane O'Mac. Just like jump off a building or something when you're in Dallas.
Just jump off. Nate, just find the highest building you can find in Dallas and just jump off it. Let's just see if you were a wrestling fan, you would do that.
You would go viral. You might be dead, Nate, but you'll go viral.
Oh my God! You just told Nate to fucking kill himself. That was great.
You know, if you were committed to the site, Nate, it's all about content. Content.